You, my friends, are listening to Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. We will start with 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, as we record the show, is down 2.31% for the day. And of course, as we look at this chart, we can see where Bitcoin hit its high of highs at $73,794 and then blew that off the next week. Then tried to gain it over the next 2 weeks and just lost it, and has been going down pretty much ever since. And we are happy to see that happen. We want that to happen. Why? Because we want Bitcoin to go down, get set, get charged, and give us a beautiful rollover back up, a classic rollover where we see an interim peak low with high volume, that is average or higher, and then a nice green spinning top with high volume, average volume right around there, and a nice clean turnaround where we can jump in and ride that pony. That's what we're hoping for. And it may or may not happen. If it does, of course, we're going to be standing by here ready to rock and roll. Let's go from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Ethereum down right now 2.17%. And of course, as we look at Ethereum, it peaked the same week Bitcoin did, and then had a more negative week that next week. Tried to gain a little bit and then just pretty much crashed after that. Not crashed, but just moved down steadily. Want to see the same thing happen with Ethereum. A nice clean turnaround. You know, you look at Ethereum here, and it was much nicer to see. You can see we had a green, then it turned over red. Now again, it didn't go down for a while, but that was the interim low with a little bit above average volume. It held on for another week. Not a lot of volume there. Then the green spinning top with above average volume, setting you up for the jam. And it did rocket up quite beautifully. And then, of course, nosedived right after hitting that peak. I mean, it just blew off. You can see it here on the 2-day chart if we go back to it as it went up and then just nosedived over. Pay attention to that. When you see that happening again on the 2-day chart, you can see how clean the up move was there when it took off. The minute you got that first red candle, you didn't have to wait and take the loss all the way down to here to pull that. If you're paying attention as to the telltale signs of when some type of equity, cryptocurrency, whatever it is losing its energy. That's why I say daily, follow these charts each and every day so you can learn the personalities of the ETFs and stocks that you track, because they do all have their own little personalities. You only learn those by following them on a daily basis. Let's look at the top 10 cryptocurrency. This basically Bitwise takes the top 10 cryptocurrencies, weight them as per market share. Bitcoin's the big dog there. So if Bitcoin's going down strong, of course, this ETF is going to be. But it also puts in there, weighted as per market share, Ethereum, and then the other 8 top cryptocurrencies. What do we see going on there? Well, we see them cycling down also. It was down 1.01% for the day. Hasn't hit the low it hit back on the week beginning the 29th of April, a couple of weeks ago. But again, down for the day and does appear to be pulling back again. This is another potential candidate when things take off again that you could look to potentially get into and ride up, and then pay attention as to how and when it blows off its steam and gives you that, again, that notice that something is wrong, allowing you to not have to ride all the way down, take a big hit, but again, be able to pull back and lock in some profits in that practice trade. That's cryptos. We're going to leave cryptos. We're going to go to commodities. Let's take a look at copper that we have been looking at here for several weeks now, as copper has just been continuing to move up, 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 up. When copper was languishing around, we're talking about, what's going on around the world. Copper's used in so many industrial processes. And of course, as of late, starting there at the 1st of April, really, really taking off, going from somewhere if it's open around $25 up to a high right at $30. So, and that's just since the beginning of April. Silver, this is interesting. Now, silver hit its highs back there on, just like gold did, on the week beginning the 8th of April, and then, pulled back. Well, starting back on the 6th of May last week, silver, got to keep my metals straight. Silver started trying to move up, and again, up for the day 1.28%. We do see the interim low with a, decent volume there, and then this green turnaround. Didn't have a spinning top, but we did have a green up candle, and silver again trying to build back up. That's good to see. What do we see going on with the U.S. gas fund? It is just, and this is nice, summer, we're getting into summer, and gas prices just heading down, after peaking there in early April and then rolling over, heading down. That's good to see. We look at oil. We see the same kind of thing there, although oil's been about the same spot here, going into the 3rd week where it has bottomed. Don't know if it's going to roll continually down, if it's just sort of digesting those losses and then going to roll over more, or going to catch its breath and try to pull back up. We'll keep an eye on that. Lastly, as far as commodities go, we'll take a look at wheat. And again, wheat really boldly turned around. It had started moving up in mid-March, and then starting there in mid-April, sort of moved down. Not a lot of volume, not convincing, but then it shot up starting that week of April the 22nd, and wheat has been climbing ever since. Now, it did pull back some today, 1.26%, but wheat, when it started that climb after the pullback, that opening of 534 up to a high of 638. So again, interesting. We'll keep an eye on wheat. Now, lastly, we will move into our currencies. And let's start, as we usually do in alphabetical order, with the British pound. What do we see going on there? Well, after moving down for many weeks, the pound sort of found its bottom back on the week beginning the 22nd of April and then turned around and has been moving up. This is the 3rd week. Up today, 0.30%. Again, British pound, not a lot of volume there to back that move up, but it has been gaining price. We look at the euro, same kind of thing, although it hit its low back on the week beginning the 15th of April, then a red spinning top, then the last 3 weeks moving up. Not so for the yen. The yen, tried to pop up back there in early and mid-March, then hammered over going down. Doji's the last 2 weeks as it was digesting those losses, and instead of rebooting, down this week. So again, a lot of volume here. We're trying to find something, and again, you can see on the doji there, so little difference as far as the move of price goes on the candle, but lots of volatility back and forth. And again, just moved over, heading down. Lastly, we'll take a look at the Australian dollar. Hadn't looked at that for a while, but it ended its down move back on the 15th of April. Well, again, no volume to really back any of this up. Then a doji, then the last 3 weeks trying to move up. That is where we are as we complete our charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies. We love to do this for you once a week. Just look at some different stuff and help you realize that ETFs follow all sorts of cool things. So whatever you're interested in, there may very well be an ETF out there that backs it up. So pay attention. You find something that strikes your fancy, that you're interested in, follow it, see if you can't track and practice trade it. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.